they were a little before our time.
Mm-hmm.
They were a 70s band. They were
Mm-hmm.
early to mid 70s,
Yeah.
and Hair of the Dog is what broke them out for most people as far as commercial success.
Right.
And that was 1976, I believe.
Yeah. It was way early.
So that was 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And what, you're 57, right?
Yeah. So I was 7.
So at the height of at the peak of their success, you were 7 years old.
Yeah. So I don't remember.
So this is the reason you wouldn't know them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't. But yeah, I'm looking at my schedule from the week this week. I interviewed just my interview schedule. I did the book thing. I interviewed Coach Manfoot of the Crunch. I interviewed Vinny Appice. On the Seth show, we had Tony Masaccio, who's our restaurant guy, came in for the first time in forever. I had Don Jameson on. Had Corrosion of Conformity this week, and had Nazareth. That's a busy week.
It is a busy week.
A lot of stuff going on there.
Can we both agree how well Vinny treated both of us during the Heaven and Hell run?
I actually talked to him about that.
And what did he say?
He was like, "That's just how I am, man." I did bring it up before. It's not in the Locals interview. It was. I'll send you the video if you want to see it of me, and because I talked to him about how he hooked us up for that, and he reached out to us because I think it was because of we got to be friendly with him because of Three-Legged Dog. So
that part is true.
So I talked to him about that, and he's like, "Oh man, that was such a great band," and this and that. And I was like, "Well, dude, that led to you inviting us to Heaven and Hell, and it was such a great time, and you treated us so well."
And it wasn't just a one-off.
No,
they came through the Chicago area 3 times, and I went twice.
Right.
In fact, he called me and said, "Hey, are you coming out to the show?"
Right.
And I did. I saw him at the Sears Center. I think it was at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates or something like that.
Okay.
Then we saw them on the Masters of Metal tour.
Yeah, with Motorhead.
And you came here for that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Then they came again to the Allstate Arena, and for some reason I didn't make it out.
Right.
And because I kind of felt bad because he hooked us up a couple of times,
Sure.
and I didn't want to be a pest, three shows in a row. I just didn't want to come off like, well, are you going to hook me up again, man?
Right.
And so I didn't reach out. And then he came to Blossom. Was it Blossom? Is that where you saw him, or Nautica?
No, it was either Nautica Stage or Tower City. I don't remember which one.
I think it was Tower City.
Yeah.
And the first thing he says to you, because they played here the night before and then they played Tower City the following night, he said, "What happened to Neely? I played in Chicago last night, and he didn't reach out to me. He didn't come out to the show. It was like he was hurt."
Yeah. And in our mind, we're like, this is the drummer of Black Sabbath.
It's like, and again, I don't like to stretch my favors like that, because I certainly would have gone, but I didn't want to say, "Hey man, you gonna hook us up?" But while they were on tour, he did this call-in thing with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was on the way to the movies or something.
Yeah, with Alice Cooper.
He was on his way with Alice Cooper.
No, he was remember he was at the theater, and they were getting ready to go in because he did the interview with us. And he said, "Oh, got to go. The movie's starting."
The movie's starting. He said, "Well, where are you?" He goes, "Oh, we're all going out to see a movie. Alice is taking us out for a movie, but I just thought I'd call you guys real quick and bring you up to date." I was just like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. He's a good dude, man. I really enjoyed talking to him. It's weird because I talked to both brothers in a week. I talked to Carmine last week. So interesting. As I was taught when I was talking to Vinny a little bit after the interview, we were talking about how small this world actually is. That everybody really, there's about, outside of the musicians, there's about 40 people that are of note. And everybody knows everybody. Right. Everybody, if you tell a story to, I don't know, Mark Strigle, He's going to tell you a story about Vinny Appice.
Right,
like,
of course.
we all know the same people. It's really kind of cool.
Yeah, and I guess Vinny was also on Sir Edward Trunk's show.
Actually, he had to get off of my interview to go do Sir Edward's interview. He actually says it. I left it. I was going to cut it out, and I left it in the interview. He's like, I don't know if you know, but I got to leave in a couple minutes because I got to go do Eddie Trunk. I was like, hey, okay, no problem. And I thought about cutting it. I was like, you know what? I think the fans will probably think that's funny.
That is funny. It's like, well, at least you called the most important person first.
I was more important than Eddie Trunk.
I was before Edward.
That's right.
As it should be. That's funny. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, Eddie's going to have to come around and become a friend of the show here pretty soon. Because I've pretty much locked the other two guys in.
Right.
It's now Eddie's turn.
Well, I don't think he's unfriendly toward the show.
No, I'm sure he would like it if we didn't beat on him so much.
Well, he got to stop with the nonsense.
Well, that's
I mean,
it.
He just makes it too easy.
Yeah, it's not personal. It's really not.
It's not personal.
But he does.
Believe me, I've hung out with Eddie on at least a half a dozen occasions, and it's always been very cordial. Always.
Right. Yeah. He's always been, he's been nice to me the 2 times that I've chatted with him.
Right.
So, we'll get him. Eventually I'm going to get him on here. I'm going to make that happen at some point.